All right, so let us check lesson 7. One A is 21H, B is 63X, C is 72S, D is 30C. 2 is 11, B is 9, C 16, 3 11, B 32, C 11. 4 is 396, B 1000, and C is 13. 5A is 260, and B is 89, and C. 6A is 10,000, B is 1 million, the 1 million, how do you start on that word? And C is 100. 7 is 10 to the power of 8, B is 10 to the power of 4, and C is 10 to the power of 3. 8 is 1, A is 1, B is 14, C is 8, and D is 1. 9 is 160, A is 164, B is 120, C is 116, D is 1/100th. 10 is 10 to the power of negative 4, and 10 to the power of negative 7, and 10 to the power of negative 1. 11 is 0.1, 0.001, and 0.01. All right, in the pretest, $820 is his commission. 2 is $4,077.50. 3 is 13%. 4 is $79. 5, $1,080, and total amount to repay is $5,580. 6A is $11.25, and B is $1,011.25. All right,
So,
yes.
1 and 2. One was $820.80.
$820.80.
You know what just happened?
Tell me about it.
I did not get any wrong.
Yes, good job. That's actually really awesome. So we
Well,
have
that's
8.
phenomenal. They came up with some sense.
So in all of lesson 7, here's how I'm taking your grades. You have 1 wrong, 98, 2 is 95, 3 is 93, 4 is 91, 5 is 88, 6 is 86. Catch everybody? Good. All right, try to rip us back to something we possibly struggled with. Those are fun. Teachers love to make you struggle. This is why we're here. All right. An increase from 40 to 110 is an increase of how much? So from 40 to 110. Increase of what percent? How much would it increase? How do we figure that out?
So go ahead and -40.
Are you with us? No, you're
Yeah.
not.
You should get one of those little rubber.
And then I look and figure it out. See if I-
Oh, that, I thought you were Basically just harsing away on something else.
I'm trying to figure it out.
Okay, no, that's good. All right. So how do we, what's our system for figuring this out?
110 minus 40.
Okay. Well, yeah, so what percent of the increase is the question. So that's right, we do have to figure out the difference. So 40 minus 100, or 110 minus 40, which you could do the other way, is what? Mm-hmm. So that's the difference. All right, so that, where do we go from here?
70 over 40.
70 over 40, why?
You put the difference over the original.
Right.
And then you go percent over 100.
Yeah, sure. Let's do that. All right, so is over of equals percent over 100. So this is a number we're working with. That's the amount of increase over the original, and now what we do.
You go 7, 100 should be 7,000 divided by 40.
And we have
Mhm.
4 goes into 7,
Ones.
about 8 times. Goes into 30.
Zero.
Huh?
Zero.
Goes into 0 times. 4 goes into 30.
Oh, I thought you were doing 40. Never mind.
No, I reduced it.
7.
7 times is right, and that gives us,
20.
I'll do that subtraction because that's easy enough for me. And 4 goes into 20, 5 times. So we have an increase of
175%.
175%. Yes. And we will talk briefly about the geometry in lesson 8. Not long, just briefly. It's easy, it's fun. I love geometry. So, a few rules to remember. Whenever you have a triangle and you add all the angles together, you add them all together and it will equal what?
180.
180 degrees, yes. So we have a 60, a 60 will be 60, yes, because 60 times 3 is 180. All right, we're going to do squares as well. No, we're not. What about, what is the perimeter formula
Perimeter for what?
for a rectangle?
Is it P equals 2L plus 2W?
2L plus 2W. All right, so say we have a perimeter here of 26. You think that can work? Yes. And we have a length here of 8. How would we find the width using the perimeter formula?
So you'd write it out, 26 equals
26 equals 2,
8. Okay.
yes, 2, 8.
Plus 2W.
All right?
No.
Come here and work it more like this. Right, so our width is precisely. You just plug your numbers into your perimeter formula. And that'll work for really anything. I'm just gonna you have a triangle, and you know the area of it. Area equals 12. And you know that this dimension here is 6. How would we use the area formula to find the height? Leo? What's the area formula of a triangle?
A equals half BH.
A equals 1/2 BH. So now you just plug in the numbers that you know, and you'll be able to find the number that you don't know. So, you help me plug in the numbers that you know,
Put 6 for this.
right? And this we're gonna call X. All right? What else do we know?
The area is 12.
Great. This is a little complicated because of the 1/2, but it winds up actually not being that bad. I don't know if you learned this part, but basically you go 1/2 times 6 and then 1/2 times X. So you get 12 equals 3 times 1/2 X. All right?
So 3
Minus 3 on both sides are no.
Well, it's times.
Well,
No, like the 12 and the 3. Minus the 3 and then you minus 2 from the 12. I don't know.
ooh, no. You don't do any subtraction.
You multiply 3 times.
Well, you can do it in 2 steps. It would be easier. So you divide both sides by 3, 4 equals 1/2 X. The way you get rid of this fraction is you multiply by 2. So you get 8 equals X. That was a complicated one. Came out more complicated than I thought. We know what the height is, 8. No, it doesn't come out.
So
Forget that I started that.
it would be 4
It should be 4, yes.
because
Because it doesn't matter, yes. I see where I did that wrong. Yep, Okay, so here's the deal. Let me go back to here. I messed up. Oh, me, who knows so much algebra. All right, so, we substitute the 1/2 6H, right? So basically now we have 3H. Because 1/2 times 6 is 3. Right? Of course, yes, makes sense. So we just divide by 3. And 4. Yes, I did that wrong. I used the wrong property at the wrong time. Because they weren't added together, they were multiplied. Good. Do the pretest first.
what's the name?
Algebra. Number 1 is 3/20. 2 is 2/15. Everybody with us now? 3/20 3 is 6 and 1/15. 4 is 9.5. 5 is 8/45. 6 is 3. 7 is 3/2. 8 is 1/3. 9 is 5/14.
8 is 1/3,
Say again,
1/3.
1/3.
What was
You
7?
said 1/3.
Oh, my bad. 1/3 is what it is, yes.
What's 7?
3/2.
I have 1.5.
Yeah, I have 1.5 too. That's the same.
It's the same thing. It just goes back to the thing where they didn't start out with mixed numbers, so they didn't expect you to
Well,
finish out
for
with mixed
six,
numbers.
what's 6?
6 is 3,
That one I just have wrong.
yes.
4, I have 9 and 1/3, that's wrong.
Yes.
And then 3, I have 2 and 9/15.
Still wrong.
I have 7 or 5 wrong, but I know what I did wrong.
Say again.
I said I have 5 wrong, but I know what I did wrong.
Okay.
One number of 5.
All right. So yes, 9 is 5/14. 10 is 5.15. 11 is 11.65. 12 is 4.57. 13 is 165.88. 14 is 45.8. 15 is 64.31. Then 313, whatever, you can round it, it's just gonna keep going forever and ever, amen. 16 is 5, 17 is -12, 18 is -1, 19 is 11, 20 is -18, 21 is -5. 22. The question is, what do we know about somebody mistreated this book? Let me see, 1.7. 22. Yes, the sum of two numbers is positive. The first number is negative. What's true about the second number?
Should I do that?
Yes, please.
Is positive with higher absolute value.
Right, it must be positive and have greater absolute value than the negative number, or have greater value.
I don't, it must be bigger.
Greater and bigger is synonymous. 3, 1,465, and negative 1,465. 24 is 11 and negative 11. 25, 38 and negative 38. And 26 is 32. 27 is 16. 28 is 7/4. 29.
I didn't reduce it.
Or for 28 is 11/6.
I have 21/12.
21/12 is just not reduced, mark half off of that. That's unfortunately not gonna work.
But it didn't say to reduce them.
Huh?
It didn't say to reduce them.
You just automatically reduce. You reduce them automatically to lowest value, to lowest terms, but you do not write them as a mixed number unless they started out as a mixed number. But yes, lowest terms there is 7/4. If you have 21/12, mark half off. 29 is 49/9. 41/9. 30 is 4/3. 31 is 4 11/12. 32 is 3 7/12.
Okay,
33.
just a second. 31, I have 59/12, and then 32, I have 43/12.
Yeah, see, they're starting out with a mixed number. 59/12, mark 31. 4 and 11/12, then that's correct.
1/12.
But 1/12 is not correct, no.
And then 32.
59/12 is simply not reduced.
What was 32?
32 is 3 and 7/12. If you have 43/12, mark half.
No, I have 2 and 7.
What if, how do you
3 and
know
7.
whether we should change out mixed numbers or not?
Well, see,
If it
see,
starts off.
if it starts off as a mixed number, it means it finishes as a mixed number. Unless, of course, it doesn't equal a mixed number, but yeah, like these are a great example. 5, I thought I covered that.
I'm sure we did, but
Minus,
there's so many parts.
yeah, there are, it's very complicated. So like, in this case, what they're doing, basically,
I thought it was subtraction, so I
Basically,
borrowed
if
one,
it
that's
just
what I
has a mixed
did.
number anywhere in the column.
So can I change
33?
33.
yes, go ahead, change 33. You have 440 over 24?
No. Okay, I'll just mark it wrong.
What is 33?
I have 35 over 2.
It's 18 and a third.
I have 17 and 32 over 24.
You have what?
17 and 32 over 24. It's just not,
Yeah. You just unfortunately did it wrong. You have the
it's
right
not
numbers.
reduced.
Well, not only that, 32 over 24 doesn't work either.
It would come out.
Yes, it would come out. It would come out correctly. You would have 18 and then 8 over 24. And then that would come out to 18 and a third.
So is it wrong with that? Or-
Well, kind of, yes. That one would be wrong. Why don't we work through, let's work through this one. I'll give you credit for it. 5 and 3/4 minus 2 and 6. If you have that one wrong, we'll work through it here together as a class. First things first.
Change the denominators to the same number as 12.
Yes, lowest common denominator is 12, so we have 5. And what's our top number?
9,
Say again?
9,
9 over 12 minus 2 and
13.
no, 2 over 12.
Yeah.
It's 2 over 12.
all right. All right, so now we just subtract.
Yeah.
Do we have to borrow?
No, that's what I did and I got it wrong.
Yes.
So that's 3 and 7 over 12.
Yeah.
Right, so it's 3 and 7 over 12 is correct. No,
Yeah, it's 3 and 7 over 12. But you should borrow on that.
hang on a second.
What should you borrow?
Oh, I'm mixing numbers. Where are we at?
That's over 3.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm right. I was looking at 31, I was like, 4, 11, 12, that doesn't make any sense. Anyway, yeah, that's correct. 3 and 7. It's correct. All right, 33 is 18 and a third, 34 is 0, 35 is empty set. What is it? Empty set is 36. Yeah, we have.
7 over -1.
You helped me on it
I
yesterday.
helped you on that, hadn't I?
And it's rational, right? It's supposed to be a rational number
Rational,
and not whole.
36. Not a whole.
A half can't be here.
It has it in rational as a half.
Hang on a second, don't panic, don't panic. Calm down, you're fine. Is a rational, not a whole, why do they have? Oh. Yes, yep, Perfect. All those things are correct. No, they said, I was also thinking they were thinking they needed a negative, but they don't. They said any negative integer would work as well, or any fraction that cannot be reduced to 1. 37 is any negative number, for example, -5, -3, whatever, 38, empty set, 39, a plus b equals b plus a, 40 is A times B equals B times A. 41 is A plus B in parentheses plus C equals A plus B plus C in parentheses. 42, A times B in parentheses times C equals A times parentheses B times C parentheses. 43, 1/2 times 2/3 is 1/3. And 44 is, so what?
Why did you reduce it again?
I reduced that.
Because I just have 2/6.
Yep, mark a half wrong. 44 is 12.5.
3 5/8.
Yes, you forgot to reduce again.
12.5. I have 3
Well, 4, it should be 4/8, so you did wrong in general.
Yeah.
So here's, if we didn't really cover this, 4 over 1 times 25 over 8. Basically, I just changed that, 3 and an 8, 25 over 8 is multiplied. Eight times 3 plus 1, 24 plus 1 is 25. Now what you do, how do you reduce it before you multiply it?
That's what I did do.
Just use cross out your 4.
You get a 1.
We'll see what I did in that one. Quick. Yeah, I just, in my work, I had a 12.5, but then when I wrote it down and circled my answer, it was 2.5. But I didn't
Okay.
see my work.
I did,
Just miss the number.
Yeah.
I didn't do that, what is it called? I did cross out the 40.
Yeah. Yeah, mark a half wrong if you have it not reduced. 45 is 1/6. 46 is 10 over 7. 7 is 40.83. 48 is 7.29. 49 is 14.72. 54.05. You have anybody do the practice?
What's 49?
49 is 14.72.
And then, 46.
10 over 7. Anybody do the, okay. So, 50 problems then, so each half is worth 1 point off your score.
So 1
So-
98.
Right, 1 wrong is a 98, a half wrong is a 99.
We have 70 that have.
7.5 wrong, so you go, that'd be 15 points. So 85,
What's 10?
that'd be an 80. Fractions are difficult for everybody. They have to be worked through, unfortunately. Okay, so we already did this.
No,
So, oh, we did addition before, now we have subtraction. Subtracting add positive and negative numbers. All right. It's pretty simple. If we have 7 minus -3, what do we do? What's our system?
Change the subtraction sign to addition.
Right, basically, if you have 2 subtractions, you have 2 negatives, you add the opposite, right? 3, so you, two negatives makes a positive, so you do 7 plus 3. Well, that's a hard one. Lisa? 10. All right, now, say for example, you have negative 7 minus 3, what do you do?
We go -7 plus -3.
Right. That's what it stands for, negative 7 plus -3. So what we're doing here is because these have the same, they're on the same side, and because they have the same sign here, we add their value together and we get -10, right? You add their value together, you lump them together, you get yourself -10. Let's just do a few of them in class, just because, well, they probably couldn't light it up. All right, so number 1, we have -9 minus -2. -9 minus -2. How do we go about doing this?
Just change subtraction and combination.
All right, we have 2 negatives here, so we go -9 plus 2. All right, so now they have different signs.
So -7.
Precisely, yes.
Okay, now I'm confused.
I'm very
Alright.
confused. I never got these last year.
Why would you change the last 2 negatives instead of the first 2 negatives?
You never changed the first one, did you?
You never change the first one. The first one stays the same.
So like
Yeah.
on 2, it's
Well,
gonna
I
be
never
0.
Hang on a second. No. All right, so the first one is, yeah, so basically you go -9 plus 2, so now they're different. So you just subtract the one from the other, and you get -7 because this is the big number. Right? So you have to work with the absolute values. All right, on number 2, we have 3 minus -3. All right, so what we're going to do is because we have 2 negatives here, we're going to change it to a positive. So we get 3 plus 3. 6, precisely. 3 shouldn't be hard, as long as you don't overthink it.
3 minus 4.
It's 4 minus
It's 4 minus 4,
0.
0.
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's do number 4. -11 minus 3. -11 minus 3. What do we do?
Change it to a positive. They're both negative.
They're both negative, they're both the same sign.
-3.
Right,
negative.
-11 plus -3.
Uh-huh.
And what that means,
-14.
-14, right? You add the absolute values, because they have the same sign, -14, you add the absolute values and then use the sign that both of them have. All right, let's do number 5 while we're at it, or just tell me what you get.
Yeah, 5.
Right, 5 is exactly right. You can take both of those. If it has 2 of them like this, you change it to a positive. Change it to adding. So 10 minus 12 is -2, precisely. -4 minus 9. How do we do that?
-13.
Correct. -14 is correct. 8 minus 5, don't overthink them. All right.
That means,
As of today's lesson at the end here, do that. Don't worry about the extra practice unless you really, really are working more subtraction.
that means like it's 14, there's none that are mixed numbers.
Say what?
That in 14, there's no mixed numbers.
Number
There
14.
should be one.
Right, number 14, you do not put mixed numbers in, but 13, if it comes out to, make sure it's the
11 and
reduced
13.
lowest terms. So like in number 14, how would we do that one? Let's just do that one in class too. We're having so much fun anyway.
I don't know what it would be.
You go 7 over 6 equals 9 over, equals.
And you just
Divided by
Flip
9
the
over
last
10.
one.
flip that one.
Flip which one around?
Last one.
Alright, so 7 over 6 times 10 over 9. Now what?
Plus out 6 and you have 3.
Alright, reduce the 6 to 3
And the 10 to 5.
and the 10 to a 5, and we get
35 over 27.
35 over 27.
And then we're done.
That's the answer.
That is the answer. Do not reduce it. What about 13?
5.5.
How do we get there?
Mm,
2 over 3 divided by 1 and a third.
3 over 4.
That's what we're doing over here?
Three.
Yes, because you go 3 times 1 is 3, plus 1 is 4.
So,
So you have 4 over 3,
so it's 3 over 4.
so you switch upside down and go 3 over 4.
No, that's not.
Oh, my bad.
But it should be just a half.
3 over 4. All right, so now what?
Cross out your threes.
It's 1.
3's go away, 1 and 1's.
2 goes to walls and a 4 to.
All right, and we get 1 over 2. Very good.
So that is 12 is 32. 32 over 1.
Right, yeah, if you have 32 over 1, you still have to reduce it to lowest terms, which means you come up with 30. Richard? Yes, I would allow that. Chris, you're walking like you hurt yourself.
I hurt all over, I'm not sure why.
You sure you wanna go elk hunting?
Huh?
You sure you wanna go elk hunting?
Yeah.
You might hurt worse.
Oh, yeah.
I assume the recess. Maybe Richard.
Work ahead of us and everything.
Well, you're gonna be gone 2 days?
Yeah.
Where are you going?
Well, I would say 2 days was lessons. Here's the deal, if you're gonna take off for your own pleasure excursion, I'm very reluctant to give you a break. Alright, so I'm 2 lessons and everything. Yeah, I mean, obviously, like Bible and reading would be only one, but.
Yeah, that's what I meant, was like 2.
Yeah, yep, doing that language and, so. Yeah, whatever. If you want things like that, you gotta be willing to put the work in. I think we're playing, well, I think.
I had all of those.
Say what? Good.
They do class, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. 43s. Yeah. It's really disgusting. Stupid. I wish I could get over his phone. When I had like 3 summers ago. No, the summer we just had, the classes.
That we figured out.
2019, I had a really bad cold the whole summer long. And this is how it feels.
My hair.
And they don't, it doesn't, and it won't go away. And I did everything to get it away. I did a test off one minute and we like all had it together or something.
nonstop.
I don't think so.
I don't think.
What?
I think I am.
It's typing day. It's Thursday.
That's
We get another
Cheaters.
score.
Okay, I think my favorite day will be probably Tuesday.
And my worst is Wednesday because of creative writing.
That is the worst.
I like creative writing.
Creative writing is.
I haven't liked it before, but it's actually okay.
Okay, this last
It's
round
actually
was fine. And the one before was pretty fun.
Yeah, over the last one. I like Mr. Trenton's the first year that he taught.
Okay.
Those were.
Because they were just stories and they were way easier.
I know, how did the rainbow turn letters?
That would be fun.
That one was, it
So
was,
how did my button brown?
yeah,
I don't even think mine made any sense.
I don't think so.
We
either.
once had a story about baking.
Yeah,
That was boring.
The disaster. I don't even remember it.
I like that.
Okay, so do we have a summit plan?
Huh?
Do we have a yearbook plan?
I was going to bring that up in the teachers' meeting this afternoon, so we will worry about that after that. But yes, that is something we are thinking about.
Can I try something about it?
Not right now.
Oh, good. Christy, what were you doing? The M,
Let me remember.
you're like on the head. Let's do practice.
WordPress. All right. Let us check 8th grade Bible. I keep being off. You're supposed to do lesson 4 today, correct?
Yeah.
Why is my 4th day off? You write down what you actually did. All right. So we're checking lesson 3. All right, number 1 on page 13. What shall I do to inherit eternal life? Is what the lawyer asked. Number 2 is who is my neighbor? And then Mary and Martha. And number 4 is true. Page 16. 5 is Mary, 6 is Martha, and Mary wasn't helping her. Places on the A is Jericho, B is Jerusalem, and C is Bethany. 10 is 20 miles or 32 kilometers or something like that. 11, yeah, 21 miles or something, I don't care either. 11 is 3,300 feet, which is actually roughly our altitude here. I think we're a shade lower. No, a shade lower than 2,500, like 2,300 or something. 12. The Samaritans did not like each other. They hated each other. They despised each other. They thought each other were trash. Looked at each other like each other was pigs. Maybe they both were. You never know. 13. Priest, Levite. 14. Thieves attacked many people along the way.
I had it was steep, winding, and dangerous. The dangerous part was kind of like the thieves.
The dangerous part was the part they wanted, and they wanted the part, yeah, they wanted the part about the thieves for sure. Maybe just,
Half mile.
yeah, something. 15, compassion and help and generously. 16 is strength, B is mind, A is soul, D is heart. 17, love the Lord thy God and love thy neighbor as thyself. 18, C is worshiping Christ. 19, D, any person who is in need. 20, we must love him, listen to his voice, and grow in likeness to his character. Or what do you have?
We must first love him, listen to his voice, and grow in his likeness.
That's pretty good. You must have been in there somewhere. 21. Therefore he said unto them, the harvest truly is great, but the laborers are few. Pray ye therefore the Lord of the harvest that he would send forth laborers into his harvest. Luke 10:2. 22 to 16. B is 8. C is plesion. I guess. I would not have known that off the top of my head, but that's what he was in the concordance. 23. What do you have? Leo, start here. What do you have for 23?
She needed help from the men gave it to her.
I find it funny how they run off the end of the line, yet they expect you to put everything on those two. Oh, well. Christopher?
They both helped somebody that was in need. For 23?
Mhm.
Yeah, they both helped somebody that was in need.
Richard?
The person was obviously helping.
Okay, 24. Yes. Tell them what you have, buddy.
I had not wanted to go to church.
Maybe. So anxious about, yeah. What do you have?
I have a few minutes to learn. I did the question.
Okay, well, can you come up with an example of that?
Not wanting to be parents.
Anxiety of making out one of your parents?
No, if you did that one, you'd have anxiety about that.
Oh. So it's wondering, so basically, the question is, so it's like when Mary and Martha were, well, when Jesus was at Mary and Martha's house, Mary was just sitting at Jesus' feet, but Martha was bustling around like the world was coming to an end and she had to have everything in order. And yeah, so like she was anxious about how how her house was doing as far as cleanliness and food and everything. And that made her so she didn't want to sit at Jesus' feet. So basically, the question is, how might some anxiety in your life affect your relationship with Jesus or something like that? Yeah, a fairly generic answer here, which I'm not going to read. Christopher, what do you got?
I don't know, I'm not sure, I'm not even sure what it is.
It is kind of an ambiguous question, a little bit.
I don't have any really good answers.
You don't have any good answers. Richard, do you have a good answer?
Not really, I was just, like, if you're anxious about being laughed at or something, you might not play in the restaurant or something.
Yeah, that works. That's a good one. They have one that's actually, they're so anxious, somebody's apparently so anxious about studying for their history test that they cut their personal devotions short. That's what they have. Whatever, it's a teacher check. 25. His human limitation and his desire to save more souls. And 26. Have their names written in heaven. 27. To encourage each other. 28. They could travel quickly, or too many things would hinder their service, or something like that. Something along those lines. 29. The kingdom of God has come near you, near to you. 30, the disciples' power to heal, do miracles, and overcome evil was given to them by Jesus. 31, because of their efforts had accomplished great things, the disciples were joyful when they returned. And 32, missionaries today may see miracles and other signs as a work for God, and the answer is true.
And 30, if I have God, is that zero?
Don't mark it wrong, right in Jesus. This is in the review, and that means that it's going to show up with the quiz.
For number 16, what were C and D?
Number 16. C is soul and D is heart. One, two, three, four, 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 6, 7, 8, 6, 47, 49. They are 2 points apiece. One wrong is 98, 2 wrong is 96. 3.5 is going to be 7 points off, so 93. Are you ready for the quiz?
Huh?
Are you ready for the quiz?
I got it on the idea.
Yeah, I'll want it after you're done. Done with the lesson if you want. What did you get on your?
Huh?
What did you get? You copy it?
Huh?
Just copy it?
Yeah, one of those, this has, bolts.
Can I ask you for your Bible? All right, take 5 minutes. Wish.
What's the new one? It's like H and E and something.
Wonder how it would.
I finished.
I took
I completed one and then it won't let me go to the next one.
You
I'm ready for
completed
HEP, but it won't let me go to the next one. You have to make sure you're not on the skill check. I did this skill check like 10 times now. This is the R and keys, but I did this one and this one. See? Completed.
Try to Excel and get into the next one.
Look at the lessons and then go back to skill check.
Yeah, try that.
Did I get that one?
There's this joke about engineers got into a car that wouldn't start. And the electrical engineer said, well, it's obviously the wiring.
It's still the same.
Still the same?
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. Mechanical engineer said, yeah, those things.
About what?
That program.
What happened?
It won't let me go to the next one. I did that through 3 times.
The mechanical engineer said, oh, it's a starter.
Oh, you never passed it.
And
Cause if,
I passed it, it says I passed it.
the
Okay,
IT engineer
I
said,
need that.
well, let's all try to get out of the car and get back in again. You know how IT guys are always restarting everything. Get out of the car and get back in again.
Yeah, just restart everything.
That's right. That is the fallback. If it doesn't work, you can restart it. The thing is, it works so often.
Tell me if I want that. I'm not sure if I believe. If I don't finish this lesson, I'll maybe do it over the Well, I had a section, you'll probably, yeah, it'll save, I think it'll save where you're at. So, you'll just have to. I'm not, but,
Okay, 8th grade. Good morning.
I'm ready.
You look ready. Going already. Tell me about this sentence. Let's dissect it, pull it apart. Don't move
You need
towards
to
it.
bring
I
some
was a
pizza.
subject.
In 2 bites,
Good
I
idea.
finished my pizza.
That was so smart.
Well, maybe it was a big mouth. You never will have those in this room even. What is the subject?
I
What is the verb?
finished.
I finished. What else do we have?
2 prepositions.
One prepositional phrase.
Well,
Pizza is
Okay,
not direct
can you-
object.
are you supposed to end the sentence in a preposition?
You are not allowed to end the sentence in a preposition. You can end it in a prepositional phrase. But like, if you say, for example, as Eugene once said, prepositions are not words that I end sentences with. Um, That's correct, because with is a preposition and he did it. So, there you go. But a prepositional phrase is fine. So here we have in 2 bites. Yes,
This is a direct object,
pizza's the direct object. Nice one.
and why is, adjective.
An adjective describing
Who's?
whose pizza or which pizza. It doesn't matter. Either one, which one. All right. Good. And what about indirect objects? So let's say I gave the dog my pizza.
Dog would be the indirect object.
Right.
I is a subject.
How do you get to that conclusion?
It's not
Okay, so let's start by subjects and verbs and things, right? So first of all, our subject is
I and is
gave as a verb, yes. What kind of verb? Right. Can you ever have a direct object with a being verb? No. All right, so I gave what? What did I give?
pizza.
I gave the pizza, so that is my, right, it is directly receiving the action. Hello, Richard. How's it going back there? All right, so I gave, what is receiving the pizza? That's the question. The dog, right, and that
But
is
it
indirect.
indirectly receives the pizza.
Right. So the pizza receives the action and the dog receives the pizza. Oh, well. And then the dog has gas problems. All right. Diagramming it. Richard, you're it. What do you think? Pretty good?
I think it's right.
Fair to Midland?
Yeah.
All right, why do you put the dog on a line like this?
Because it's it's a subject.
It's a noun, exactly. All nouns go on lines like this.
They never go slanted.
Never, ever, ever.
One of my diagrams is
Well, then, you stop drawing your diagram, let it slant. All right, Christopher. You come do the next one. I know, it's intense. I'm not meaning, I think that you can rise above. It would pain you greatly to just, hang tight and ride along with us. Makes me feel like you aren't paying attention to what I'm saying. everybody to laugh at my joke at once. All right, what do you think?
Looks pretty good.
So why did we put in 2 bytes underneath finished instead of underneath feature?
It's an adverb phrase.
Describing, it's answering the questions,
How?
how, exactly. It's how I finished my pizza, in 2 bytes. All right. Good. Excellent even. All right. Page 15, number 1. Gave is a verb, rose is a direct object. Circle gave, and circle rose, underline gave. 2, pounded, you underline. In Bahamas, Florida, and Louisiana, you circle.
I missed the sentence.
You missed the whole sentence.
No, number 3, I missed number 3.
Oh, number 3 you
It
missed.
was hiding.
Do it quickly. Underline the verbs and circle direct objects. You're not the only one there.
I wasn't sure where you were at. How about it?
Huh?
I wasn't sure where you were at first. Okay, where did you at?
Okay. Well, I thought I gave ample time, but that's all right. Maybe I didn't.
We're checking.
What are we checking?
Yeah.
Right now. We've been doing it for a minute. Yeah. 15, number 1, gave is underlined, rose is circle. As I said, pounded is underlined, Bahamas, Florida, Louisiana, circle. 3, baked and decorated is underlined, cake is circled. 4, Hans is your subject. Get a diagram. Do, do, do. All right, Hans is your subject. Can play is your verb. Tree of both. Direct object is piano and violin. The piano, the violin. 6, Mary. Boink. Mary is your subject. And then you have bought and read. Those are your verbs. So bought Quo Vadis, or whatever the name of that book is. That goes up here. Sounds like a dying puppy. And read it. The direct object over here. Yesterday is over here. Under that verb. Make sure that yesterday goes under the
So-
read.
If I missed yesterday and both of them does, then number 4.
Where?
Count it as a point for each one. No. Basically, okay, so here's the deal with diagrams. That would be worth a point for every word, because that would get time consuming. So why don't we just run them as, we'll run them as as 3 points apiece. So if you miss a word, we'll just call it 1 point off. 5. So we get you. No, never mind. When he does parentheses, you have read. Owls in the family. Ever goes under have read. Ever. Answering the question right.
I for sure thought that I was gonna get the whole thing wrong. I had no idea how to do that.
Oh, really?
I actually got it right.
Good deal. Perfect. All right. And then, number 7, we should have probably done this one in class, but we didn't. Fun though. Mother, subject, dressed and fed Daryl. Yes,
That's what I had.
That's not what I had.
that is how it is.
What is it?
What?
How?
Wouldn't it just be like number 6?
No. The reason is because she both dressed and fed Daryl.
So
She did both things to him, so that means it has to come back together.
so
So if you have 2 verbs,
well, I have all the words, it's just the document.
yeah, just come. So yeah, that was a shade tricky, but here we are. All right, indirect objects, I wish to run through this fastly. 8, underline tells, parentheses around us, stories is circled. 9, bequeath is underlined, orphanage, parentheses, estate is circled. 10 is teaching is underlined, Rachel and me
Where is
are in
that?
parentheses. Number 10 on page 17.
That was another part where I didn't finish.
Missed that as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why did it make them so, they blended them so
They did
well?
blend them in fairly well, yes. Bracket those, and we'll come to me and I'll make sure you get a check. So I want you to get those, I want you to finish those before you do anything else after, other than the lesson that we're doing in class. 11, Edison built. Did we do this in class? I can't remember.
I think
Yeah, we
I
did.
did.
A little laboratory, we did, and I'm not gonna bother with it.
And we did call.
We did mom and dad as well? Oh, yes, because Andy and me down there. I wanted to get the little, because Andy and me are both the direct objects, I wanted to make sure you didn't put 2. That's interesting. Why didn't they? I'm not going to confuse anything. But that is interesting. All right, 13, circle greatly and underline the, and bells.
Greatly or the?
Greatly. The whole word is the adverb, not just the lead. Edison, did not do anything. 14, often and so get circled and not. Often so and not. No, he did not know.
And his word,
Busy and his get underlined. They are adjectives. 15, frequently and sometimes get circled and his gets underlined. All right, 16. More diagrams, good. Later screen. All right, inventions were, doink. Why do we have that line?
cause it's a predicate, adjective, or nominative.
Right,
It's just got
they were,
or renaming the subject.
okay. So the things that describe, the things that it's renaming, inventions were light bulb and phonograph. The light bulb and the phonograph, doobity-doo, zippity-doo-dah. And then, yes, Thomas Edison's famous and most. Because an adverb can describe an adjective. So the famous goes here under the subject, and most goes under that. Most famous, describing, answering the question how much. 17. Thomas's mother must have been very patient. We get a mother, subject. Must have been is a verb. Patient is a predicate adjective. Thomas is an adjective.
She was very patient.
Very patient.
So.
Very and patient. Good adjective.
You can't do that, can you?
What? Why can't you do it? What's wrong?
Because it's an adverb.
Right, what is this is an adjective. A predicate adjective is an adjective.
You say so.
I do. 18 is predicate nominative, 19 is predicate adjective. 20, underline was, and circle peddler, operator, inventor, and leader. Renaming them. 21, became, you underline, and then millionaire is circled. 22, have been made is your verb. And better and easier are predicate adjectives. Questions, troubles? All right, 23. Raise your hand. 24. Sit down. 25. Bring me my blue sweater. 26. Lie down. 27. Take. Those reference books. 28. Circle lay, set, and raise. 30. Feminine. 31. Vigilant. 32. Tranquil. 33. Impetuous. 34. Comical. 35. Rhetorical. 36 is succulent. 37 is buoyant. 38. Agile. 39. Contemptuous. 40. Candid. 41. remedial. 42. Docile. 43. Picturesque. 44. Rancid. 45 is rotund. 46 morose. 47 masculine. 48 verbose. 49 grotesque. Good words. All right, prepositions. What is a preposition?
We get a raise.
Grades again.
Had
Ridiculous.
class.
Nope, we didn't. Sorry about that. I will attempt to make it swift. And verse 49 plus 6 is going to be 8.
So I didn't finish the part.
75. What is it about counting? You didn't finish the part? Yeah, hold off on. No, just maybe count. Just count. Just tell you to count something off. Write down what your score is now, and you'll be able to whoop. And if you don't get anything wrong, then it'll just be. We'll just leave it where it's at. All right, so 1 wrong is 99, 2 is 97, 3 is 96, 4 is 80, 95, 5 is 93, 6 is 92, 7 is 91, 8 is 89. Everybody down?
No.
10 is 87, 14, 8. All right. Prepositions are simple because there's one phrase that you can use to identify every preposition ever. What is it?
That's
What is what?
raise.
Okay, well, how do you find a preposition?
You
It is anywhere.
in a phrase. It begins a phrase.
I'm talking about words themselves. When you're looking
Anything
for,
that, I think Mr. Walker said, anything that a squirrel can do in a tree or something.
yeah, anywhere a rat can go, anywhere something like that. So beyond, over, under, off. And there they have a phrase following. The thing is, sometimes they are not being used as a preposition, sometimes they're being used as an adverb. For example, if somebody is going, say Cody went, I can't even spell went, spelling it like fent. Went above and beyond. Those are both technically prepositions, kind of,
And you ended the sentence.
except I didn't.
Adverbs.
They're adverbs. They're describing.
Neat. No.
Technically, right. They're going back to this word went. And they're answering the question, how much? So they are adverbs. So I did not end the sentence in a preposition. So this is, I mean, sentences are not words that I have prepositions with. You all know about the prepositional phrases. Not gonna spend any more time on it. Go. All right, English. Let us check lesson 6. All right. Of we did some of this in class. Goes to diet. Of Canada goes to Indians. On the Atlantic goes to sailors. In wealthy Victorian homes goes to servants. Yes, sir.
Two out from the Indians to Celts.
What? Check number 6 should be.
There should be 2 and 2.
Hang on a second.
I believe it's
No, so two a new diet, remember, we talked about two a new diet is not,
No, and two, number 2.
number 2.
From the Indians, I have an arrow, I have that in parentheses, and then a arrow.
Okay, well, here's the deal, is that is a prepositional phrase, but it's not an adjective phrase. It's a verb phrase.
How?
Which is the?
Oh, they bought from the,
Right, that's a good question.
says it wrong? Yeah,
From the Indians as well.
From Indians is an adverb phrase.
We did,
For adjective phrase.
we did all this in class. Except for reading.
How can we have done the whole thing? I'm sure I ever said it is. Well, it's wrong, at any rate, and it, you don't have to kind of run up to the class because that would be my bad, but, it's strange. So then, number 3, on the Atlantic goes to sailors. Number 4, servants is described by in wealthy Victorian homes. And 5 is about ideas, and for hospitals goes to sanitation. 6, of Australia goes to Aborigines, and of kangaroos and wallabies goes to 6. Goes to prey. My official pad. 7, of the 1800s goes to end, and in the factories, 8, of the first ball games goes to some. Pretty sure we did all of those.
we did not.
We didn't do class. Yeah, we did we skipped 2 and then we popped down to 7 and 8.
All right, well, here we are. All right, 9 is nouns and pronouns, 10 is after them. 11, which one, what kind, how many, whose? 12, furniture is underlined, California is underlined, and house is underlined and circled, and the answer key, which is awkward.
It's underlined and circled.
Right, so I'm trying to decide what is going on with, you can have 2 houses though, so I would say that's a count. I would circle that one. 13, cities circled. London is underlined, capitals circled, Europe is underlined, years is circled, and 1685 is underlined.
1685. I don't know.
Is underlined?
They have 1685 underlined.
Oh, man, the last word I got wrong.
So
I
sorry.
have 3 wrong on this.
All right, 14. On Mount Carmel, describe, yeah, you don't need arrows, but on Mount Carmel. To God and to Baal. 15. On the corner of 2 busy streets and in Des Moines. 16. With the sharply curved beak. 17. Underline the sad and sentimental.
I had used a circle. I don't know.
What is a participle?
I don't know what a participle is, but I hate when I have to.
Okay, well,
I have cry circle at the end.
unfortunately, that is an action. Oh, made Lindsay cry. Made cry, yes.
I don't know that one would be.
Is that,
Made.
it's easy.
Well, it's not a participle for sure.
So,
Right.
Am I to that I circle like 2?
Yes. 18. Say what?
That it's gonna be a bad lesson.
It might be. 18. The brilliant and gods are underlined. Enduring is circled. 19. Broken is circled. Travis is underlined. Describing, so answering a question what somebody's like. Describing who's, I guess. Painful is underlined. The and extra is underlined. Reading is circled. 20. The is underlined. Traveling is circled. Missions is underlined. Several is underlined and northern is underlined. How bad is it?
6 wrong with that whole part.
I mean, it's supposed to be worse. Not, much worse stuff. All right, 21. What do you have, Tris?
she put the top in the middle, but it's not a good forward, and that's the first one.
That's good. Make sure that the bookshelf isn't putting the books on anything. 22. Chris, what do you have?
The new baseball that Ray Tom played with in the backyard was from their uncle.
Yes, they missed a lot of words there, didn't they? 23.
Jennifer drinks milk through a straw with hectic donuts.
Okay, so that's awkwardly worded for sure. Should have Jennifer was drinking milk from a straw, or Jennifer drinking milk from a straw tipped over her cup or something. Say what do you have?
I don't know, as she was drinking milk through a straw, drinking his cup tipped over.
That would work, because then you have the drinking milk through a straw is a modified sheet. Yeah, well, the thing is, so you have you have it modifying the correct thing now, but you awkwardly worded the rest of the sentence, so we don't quite know what it means. So you can take a half off for that. I will let you be better with that. 24 is adjective. Oh, wait, oh, hang on. 24, where am I?
And.
Yes. And. 25, where's my thing?
It's but.
Hang on a second. 4. Lesson 7. Lesson 6, that'll do it. All right. 24, yes, and 25, but. 26, neither and nor. 27, not only and, but also. 28, many is underlined, have a circle. 29, someone is underlined, knows is circled. 30, any is underlined, is a circle. 31, who is underlined. 32, this is circled, and yourself is in parentheses. 33. Is the new teacher is underlined and teacher is circled. 34. My favorite season is underlined and season is circled. 35. Charles Number explained. Charles is underlined and plain is circled. And corn and tomatoes are circled. Those should be hard to screw up, right? Part is your subject. Had 20 questions. Had is your verb. Questions is a direct object. 20 is under questions. The is an adjective. Written is a participle. Yes, and of the test is a prepositional phrase under that. 38, group is your subject. Visited, verb. Villages, the direct object. Several and Native American go under villages. They did not split up Native American. The missions goes under verb, and then traveling is a. Why can't I say? Why can't I say participle? I just can't. Traveling is a participle, and then through northern Canada is a prepositional phrase under traveling. 39. Richard Lederer is your subject. Has written is your verb. Books is a direct object. Many is an adjective under books. And about language is a prepositional phrase. Run out of time. Start with 75, I think. I don't know if that's high. 1 is 99, 2 is 97.
You have any in the
Say what?
You have any in the
85.
I was like
92.
3 is 96.
I think the like 85.
97.
Not as bad as it could be. Could be a 70. All right. Commas. People overuse commas and underuse commas. They get used both ways, and they're annoying no matter what. None. Say what? No. Because I want you guys to be able to use them correctly.
You didn't come as it makes us
Just, what else do we have?
I think there was a lesson besides the new part.
I need to do 9 through 15 and 24 through 37.
And I
So
did,
basically all the boring stuff.
I didn't do 9 to 13, I did 13 to 15.
All right, we'll talk commas and semicolons. We'll just actually just do 1 through 6 in class here, just a little bit here. Because why wouldn't we? All right, so dank, cool, air swept from the cave. What is, basically, yeah, if you have even 2 words in a series, then you just put a comma between them. So you put a comma where? After dank, yes, so dank and cool, between dank and cool. And 2, Christie.
After delight, after fear, after anger, after depression.
Yes, delight, fear, anger, and depression.
And
3.
what is it called after expresses?
What?
David expresses what?
There's nothing there.
And then we'll go back to the
No, because there should be no clause there. It's just David expresses varying emotions. The dog chased the cat through the yard under the fence and up the tree.
That's what I don't know. After that.
Okay, so we have some phrases
The
here.
after dog.
No,
The dog.
the dog chased the cat, no. You don't even have it right after the cat.
Through
There's
yard.
three things the dog did. Basically, look for this. You look for multiple things that happen to one, or are describing one thing or whatever. So in this case, it comes after through the yard and under the fence. Right, so the dog chased the cat in these places, through the yard and under the fence and up the tree. So you have to separate those phrases.
So there's two.
Basically, in that one, it's just where you naturally pause.
Where you would naturally pause, yes. Number 4, the snake's forked tongue lashed out at the small cowrie mouse. After small is the only comment in that sentence. Yes. Reason being, you're not using 2 adjectives to describe the tongue. Well, you are. But basically, it has to describe color, size, or number. So if you would say the snake's big forked tongue, then after big, you would have a comma. Color, size, and number. That's where you put a comma after. Or when you have a series, such as this. All right, 5. Aaron asked for a hamburger. Katie requested a milkshake, and I ordered a salad.
After hamburger and after milkshake.
Yes, that's 3 series. Aaron asked for a hamburger. Katie requested a milkshake, and I ordered a salad. And little pipsqueak standing up for health options. Throw them out of the car. You don't need them. 6.
After cooks.
One more. You're right. Driving quickly,
After
the hurricane hit the Middle East coast, swept to the north, and even affected some of the inland states.
After cooking. Before.
You're just wildly guessing,
I have it early.
but I think it's true. The hurricane hit the Middle East coast. We put one there. That makes sense. That's a natural series of places we're talking about now. All right? Swept to the north and even affected some inland states.
After the
After north. Yes. The series of 3 places. All right.
after 15.
Semicolons go between items in the list that already have commas. So there's already a comma there, then you need to have semicolon. Kind of, yeah. So in number 7, Bruce, which ones should be semicolons?
After carbohydrate
After carbohydrates.
and diabetes.
And after dialects, that's correct. Because there's already too many commas in this sentence, so we have to give a little harder break here with semicolons. Christie, what 8?
Circle the one, after epistle, I don't know the word, before John.
Yes, epistles.
Yeah.
After epistles.
And then after the second epistles.
Yes. Because this is another list, but this list has 2 parts, right? So you think about it. So they're already separating Paul, who wrote many epistles, because it's not Paul who wrote many epistles, it's Paul who wrote many epistles. And John, who wrote 3 epistles, and Luke, who wrote the book of Acts. So there's already commas there. To make it something different, you throw in semicolons. All right. Yes?
Does 10 have any semicolons?
10.
I didn't put any in, but I didn't.
All Alright, let's do 9 first.
I didn't do any new one.
Let's do number 9 first.
I did after.
What do you have for, what would you do for number 9?
I would put a semicolon after mountains, put a comma after Carolina, put a semicolon after mountains, and put a comma after Colorado.
Yes, that's how you do that. You know why?
Kind of.
Okay, so here's the deal. So we have to separate Carolina from the Smoky Mountains. And we have to separate Colorado from, what does it say here? Colorado from the Rockies. So there's already a comma here after New York, right? Visited New York, which has the Allegheny Mountains. Now we already have commas going on, so that means we need to put semicolons in for something different. So you put a semicolon after Carolina.
Carolina,
No.
I mean, after,
mountains.
comma after Carolina. Because now you're making another break before you're talking about Smoky Mountains. And then you need another break, but because you already used a comma, you need to use a semicolon. It's English.
So after mountains, Smoky Mountains, you need a semicolon.
Semicolon after Smoky Mountains. And you need another comma after Colorado. All right, number 10. There is no semicolon. You're correct. Just pure, good, and honest. We have a list of things, so we put commas. But not after and. That would
Is
be
there
one too many.
semicolons in column?
In 11, no, there are no semicolons. So where would the commas be?
After column, yeah.
After poem and duet, yes. And 12, Christie.
Comma after Boston, after Massachusetts, you need a, and if you're trying in New Jersey, you need a comma, and after Jersey, you need a semicolon. And Philadelphia and Pennsylvania need a comma in between.
Precisely. Good. All right. Anything else we're troubled by? Is 1,